What's up, y'all? This is Chad from River Breeze Outdoors. It is June 10th, about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm up in a creek off White River in North Arkansas. The White River, it's been muddy for the last, I don't know, over a month and up, so fishing hadn't been that great where I live. You have to go further up to where it clears up, where there's less tributaries running into it. And anyhow, since it's all messed up anyway, I've been getting up in the creeks that come off the river and trying to focus on smallmouth, and you end up catching a few trout too usually. But this is going to be a video on creek smallmouth off the White River, and I'll show you what I'm primarily going to be using. It's going to be using Ned rigs and tubes mainly, but as you can see right here, this is the little small Z-Man. That color is the deal on one of the Z-Man heads, and I've got it hooked weedless because that Elastec is so soft. You can just bury the hook in it, and it takes no pressure for them to get hooked up, but it'll help keep you from getting hung up. And another thing, I don't know if everybody does this, but I do. I tie my Ned rigs and my tubes and stuff on with a loop knot, because it gives you all this freedom of movement. You know, it makes the bait perform better. And I'm using a medium action rod here and 15-pound braid with a 20-pound leader fluorocarbon. And anyway, I want to say it's like there it is, LC 200 blues. All right, I'm gonna get started here. First, I'm gonna put a little bang spray on there. This is what I'm fishing with right here. You want to work these things slow. Missed one. Yeah, you want to work a Ned rig slow, and you can give it little hops, or you can kind of you can let it sit and just kind of quiver your rod a little bit and make your bait move. That's where that Elastec really shines. It moves a lot more than stiffer plastics do. Right. You need enough rod to pull them up out of the and he come off. He was a little guy anyway. But a little smallmouth, probably 11 inches. Catch a ton of them, 11 inches. All right, let's try that again. I like using high visibility line and fluorocarbon, because with that high vis you can see your line moving. A lot of times they just pick it up with a Ned rig, they suck it up in their mouth and just kind of move off with it, and It'll let you know when to really set the hook. Just like this. Oh man, he didn't have it all the way in his mouth. I don't know if y'all can see that line going sideways, but all right, that's twice that little hook is bent. Maybe he was kind of up in that root wad, so I'm only gonna let this thing bend one more time and I'm gonna replace it. I know, I'm being cheap. All right, one more time and I'm probably gonna retie. Put a new hook on there. I've caught a lot of fish on that, so I used it the other day, at the end of the day. Oh, and he spit it. That was a nice largemouth right there. And he spit it. Or I bent it. No, it didn't bend. But that was a nice fish. All right, I'm gonna retie anyway. All right, I'll show y'all real quick how I tie a loop knot. I'm sure most people know, but some people might not be used to it. You just pass your line right through the hole like you would normally and pull it out double. You need enough to work with, and you need just enough to go over itself, over both pieces, and loop it right back through there. And then you're going to want to grab it down here close, and then grab all your lines right there, and slowly, if you hold it all right there, it'll help you keep it down towards the base. And you can kind of push it with your fingers like that. Get it down close, because ideally you want it to where it won't slip back over the head and get all messed up on there, but it gives you all this freedom of movement, just like you had a clip on there, but it's not going to hang up as much as a clip. Another little guy. Well, they fight though. Another little smallie. Another little guy. All right, I'm gonna move a little bit, see if I can get away from all these little ones. Little bitty guy. A little better one. Still not big enough to keep. Still not big enough to keep. Oh, he got off that gummit. He was running straight towards me. I couldn't hardly keep up with him. I don't know if all those are showing up on camera, but there's a whole bunch of sucker fish right there in the water. Another one, y'all, not big enough to keep. Catching plenty of small ones. Yeah, you really want to let that Ned rig get to the bottom. Keep it there. When you hop it, you're just hopping it along the bottom. And really watch your line, because a lot of times they don't hit this hard. They just eat it. And you got to be able to feel when it's in his mouth. You feel that resistance, and then you set the hook. Unless you can see your line moving, then you know it's a fish. You reel till you're just about to get tight, and then you set the hook. Got something hitting it now. It feels like kind of like a brim. I don't know. No, it's a little smallie. That's why he felt like a brim. He wasn't any bigger than a brim. This must be my day for small fish. Now you can see those sucker fish down in here. They're getting ready to spawn up in here. A lot of people snag them. That feels like something maybe a little nicer. He's coming right at me though. Ah, and he got off. Daggum. All right, this is as far as I can go up this creek with my boat. You can see up there, there's just there's a shoal right there. So this is a deep hole though that I'm casting to. He was on there and I didn't know it. All right, finally one big enough. That's actually a keeping size fish up here, 12 inches. All right, let me get this guy off the hook. All right, let's try that again. Missed one. I'll leave that hook exposed. If I can keep it out of the trees. All right, I had to go on foot a ways, but I wanted to check this deep hole up here for sure. All right, I had some little ones chasing it out of there. See if I can get it up under that log a little better. There we go. I was hoping for a big one, but another little guy. There was two little ones fighting for it. That ought to be a better cast up under there now. I didn't want to get in and spook the fish. It is nice in this water though. Another little guy. Man, I wish I could find some big ones. Oh, I got a monster. Got a monster. That's what keeps terrorizing my bait. A little largemouth. He's too little. Just a little guy. Well, that's going to do it for me. I'm headed back to the house. I didn't have but a couple hours to fish. Didn't catch but one big enough to keep. They got to be 12 inches here in the Ozark zone. And no sense in just keeping one, so I'm headed on back. Thank you guys for watching, and God bless you.